Awesome. So, hi, dear friends. I am so happy to welcome one of the most lovely, unique uh, priestesses that I've met in my life. Dedicated devotion is your name. I know even if they call you Pantelis, but I really like calling you the devotion for the goddess. So, how have you been? How are things from your side?
Hello to everyone. Thank you for having me in your channel, and thank you for this opportunity. I'm fine. I'm good. Thank you, and thank you for the name that you choose to call me.
And you are in Greece, right? We met the first time in Athens. I was traveling to, kind of doing research and connecting with some places related to the goddess. And I discovered the temple there. It was so unique and was like moving to see how you worked, your path through the research, the goddess research and studies, and also how now you are of service. So you opened the temple in Athens for those who are passing by. If you get the chance, it's a beautiful space. So how come you had this path? If you want to share a bit about it.
Yeah. I mean, when someone make this question to me, I always try to think and remember when all this started. But I can say that goddess was always in my life since I was very young boy. I remember myself to have that connection with Mother Mary, because in Greece, the religion that we have is Christianity.
Yes.
So for me, it was easier to be in connection with Mother Mary. And as I was grow up, I found the goddess through a historical and archaeological book, Maria Skibuta's book, The Returning of Mother Goddess. I saw a dream when I was like 15 years old. And after some months, I found this book and I read everything about Goddess. And that moment, I felt that, okay, this is my path. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to follow. Back then, of course, it wasn't, I didn't have any idea what this really means. I was a teenager. But yeah, I started to study the goddess spirituality. I started to follow my instinct into the goddess spirituality. I didn't want to follow something by book. I'm not a book person, even if I'm writing books. Yeah. So after some years, when I was 19, I decided to leave from my birth city, Volos, which is in the center of Greece, under the mountain of Pelion, the heart chakra of the goddess in Greece.
Mm.
And I came in Athens to follow my dream. Back then, I thought that, wow, I will go to Athens, a bigger city, so I will meet all these people who are involved into spirituality and they are following that path. And we will be, a big community with unity and all these things. But of course, nothing was like that, you know. And I started to work a lot with myself. Um, I'm a healer. First of all, I'm a healer. So I had and I still have this healing journey with myself every day. And I went deeper into myself and I found the goddess, how
Mhm.
the goddess is talking to me and how the goddess wants to appear in this moment, in this time.
Mhm.
As a young person, I always wanted to connect with the goddess and to bring the goddess and to meet the goddess how she is now in the 21st century.
Mhm.
Who is the goddess today? okay, I know a lot of things about the ancient times and the ancient mysteries and the ancient ways, but I made that question to myself. Okay, Pantelis, if the goddess is coming today, who is the goddess today? What she's wearing? What kind of colors she has on her? How she looks like in the 21st century? And what she wants from us to discover and to speak, how she wants us to be out there alive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I started to have that connection with my land, Greece. The original name of my land is Hellas.
Mm-hmm.
Greece is something that left from the Turkey war, something that the Turkeys, they rename us somehow. Um, and it's important to reclaim that name, Hellas, because Hellas means El, which means light, and Laos, which means earth, stone, mountain. So Hellas is the land of the light, the
Mm-hmm.
mountain of light, the stone of light.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so important for us to reclaim that name again. Yeah, and somehow I started to have this connection with the many faces of the goddess in Hellas, in the land of Hellas.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and this is how the journey started for me. And after some years, I decided to open the first modern goddess temple in Athens, in Greece, generally.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's how also you birthed the book about ElAna, because you bring all this in this book. And I know you don't, you don't kind of resonate with the old gods. It's kind of, we went away from that, but at the same time, it's there, through the wheel and so on. But how did you transition? Because when we talk about Greece, we will talk about the old gods, right? We will talk about uh, Athena and like Jupiter and all these gods. But for you, how did you make that transition and you connected to the goddess of the land?
Yeah, first of all, I need to share something for about me that in my beginning, I didn't have any connection with uh, the gods and the goddesses of my land.
Mm-hmm,
I suppose because of all these patriarchal myths that we have. Of course, in if you are going to read the myths in a philosophical way, you can learn things and you can understand the metaphors that they use for the myths. But for me, I had in my mind that why the people need to, overthink about the myth and not the myths to be crystal clear to the people,
mm-hmm,
because we don't have all the people the same education to read the myth and to take the message or to go deeper
mm-hmm,
or to read the metaphors. So my path is the goddess path, the mother line, the feminine energy. So I decided to connect and discover only the goddesses, only the faces of the goddess, the archetypes of the goddess.
mm-hmm,
And because I'm also a soul counselor,
mm-hmm,
uh, a psychologist,
mm-hmm,
I wanted to find out what each archetype of the goddess brings to us today.
mm-hmm,
So I delete everything in my mind about what I knew about the myths and the 12 gods and the Olympus and all these
mm-hmm.
myths, and I started to go back in the timeline,
Yes,
in the pro-Minoan and Minoan civilization, even
before.
before, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I found some treasures, and I brought these treasures in the 21st century. And
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to realize what these archetypes means for the people, for the
Mm-hmm.
modern people, for me, for my sisters, for my brothers, for my parents, for the elders, for all the communities, the LGBTQ plus community, the women community, uh, for all communities. And I wanted for everyone to be included inside this, into this spirituality. For me, this
Mm-hmm.
is so important.
Mm-hmm. So it's this message of inclusion, and also what's very interesting I find is something primordial, is going back to the primordial, the simple. It was a simple way, yes, complex, but the principle was simple, and it is about inclusion, even of all different the different. Beings, the different, we include the land as a living being. We talk about the trees as living beings. It's like every life form, the inclusion of every life form. And also what I loved is the way that you made that in the book. You talk about the wheel. The wheel is the title has the wheel. It's the wheel is important also as a way to connect with her, to know her different facets, because with simplicity, so it's like the complexity can be understood, can be grasped and applied in our today's world. So I really find that fascinating. But at the same time, I would love to ask you also about this openness, because inclusion needs also to be an open-hearted person, right? So we see that the difference between our aspirations and how the ancient matriarchal societies have been, and how the virus of, I call it the virus of patriarchy, has touched the hearts, and how it's separated and diluted our relationships. So how, because I feel that your role at the temple, and our role as priests and priestesses, is also to restore that bond, that the relationships we have with the land, but also with each other. So how do you deal with that in your life at the moment, being in the middle of like what was before, what we know will be one day, and we are just here waiting for it, or maybe working on it?
Yeah. Oh, it's so weird right now because I had. Okay, I will start from the beginning. First of all, the wheel that you said. The
Mhm.
wheel is something very old and ancient.
Sorry. Yes.
Okay,
Sorry for my
I
phone.
got
That's
it.
that's a
I got it.
connection.
Totally gets.
I thought I put it on silent mode. Sorry. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, go ahead, please. Sorry.
So the wheel it was always part of human's life. I mean, we have the four seasons, we have the year, that the circle of life, everything is into that sacred symbol of circle and spiral.
Mhm,
So in the wheel of ElAna, we can follow her into her seasons
mhm,
and into her elements of this land. And we can follow also her archetypes, how she, as the goddess ElAna, Elas, Lady of Elas, the Greece herself, how she transformed every time to bring us something important for us: healing, protection, medicine, everything. So she changes
mhm,
every time in every season. She's the one goddess, but she changes. So through her will, we can follow her, and through that journey, we can transform our lives, our psychology, our consciousness, step by step, with security, with love, with compassion for ourselves and for the others, and to let ourselves to be in unity. Because
mhm,
yes, it's the goddess will, but in my conscious, the goddess is the great spirit. So personally, when I say goddess, in my mind, in my soul, in my spirit, I mean goddess, God, and all the beings.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that the goddess holds the energy and the spirit of the god in her womb.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, there is no separation for the goddess and the god. For me, it's the same. But in my conscious and in my past life, I call the spirit and I recognize the great spirit as the mother goddess.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I'm so open for, any spiritual path. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
many people are coming in the goddess will to take this training and to follow also that path. Uh, and many of them, they have this feeling that uh, I would like also to pray to the God, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, yes, let's do it. This is so important for you, so follow it. It's necessary for you. Now about the patriarchy and the distance, the separation that the patriarchy brought to the men and the women and all human beings.
Yeah, all human beings. Yeah, totally.
You know what? I believe I can see, to be honest, that first of all, patriarchy is not only men's situation right now. It started, as we know, from the men, by men. But again, can we be so sure what really happened back then? But let's say that yes, it started by the men. I believe the same. Today, it's not only men's uh, work.
Mm-hmm.
In my personal experience, I had so many patriarchal attacks, let's say, and separations by women.
Mm-hmm.
Even today, they don't. Some women they don't believe that men must be allowed into the goddess community or spirituality or temple. Some women they don't find very cool that a man opened a goddess temple.
Mm-hmm.
Believe that men must be in service and must be behind the women and must be um, the guardians or the people for the hard work
Mm-hmm.
must not be inside goddess ceremonies and mysteries. And, you know, this is not fair for me. I mean, we are in the 21st century. We left all this patriarchal system, the mysticism, and, the black days and the black years and periods behind us. And we need to heal these wounds. Um, I'm a man, my sex is male, but my soul, when I'm working as a priest of the goddess, I don't feel man or a woman. I have this feeling that I am just a soul for my sisters and brothers, for the kids, for all the people and all the animals.
Communion is the word that comes to be in
Yeah,
communion. Mm-hmm.
exactly. So it's difficult, to be honest, to have a temple and to talk about the goddess, to serve the god, to be in service of the goddess, and but my faith is on the goddess. My faith
Mm-hmm.
is in her. So I trust what she's bringing to me and what she opens for me. So
Yeah, you are bringing something really important here. We are talking about these wounds that women still feel and live through the mysteries of being taken over by men or being taken over by so being in attack or being attacked by. So this is really present in our story that we are coming to heal. And also, I must say that it's very rare to see a priest being of service to the goddess, and I don't think all men can be of service in the way you are doing it in this sacred way. maybe because there is something special about being woman, or maybe, but still, even in my own body, in my own history, I feel that the mysteries have been abused, but not only by men, also by women, as a consequence of a loss of knowledge and of a loss of hope and maybe faith or things like that. So there is a misdirection of
Yeah,
what was sacred. And now that we are in these times, we are opening again the mysteries to people and just come and discover and explore in a very open way, but also that we open our vulnerabilities, and among them, these wounds that are present in our bodies.
yeah, I totally agree with you because I believe that spirituality is for everyone. Is for everyone, not only for women or just the men or for the rich one or the spirituality is for everyone. Is yeah, this is my belief. This is my belief.
Yeah. Yeah. And also going back to the principle of what is spirituality and what is its goal, I believe its goal is really to reestablish that connection with all living beings, with the living source. Some call it God, Goddess, but that's why I feel, when I was translating your book, there was these passages of light. I felt like a healing light traveling, and it feels like a recovery of lost knowledge, even in small words. And simplicity is key. Simplicity is key in our approach. I feel it in your writings. I feel it in your approach. I feel the love and the compassion in what you are sharing. And I feel that maybe those are the keys for our work and for our healing as a community or as a global being, like global. I don't know, I would say the planet.
Yeah, when I first wrote that book, the first time that I wrote that book, I wrote like 500 pages, and I saw that wow, this is so big. If I was the one who would going to buy this book, is it okay for me to read all these pages? And I said no. So I want to make it simply. I want the simplicity in my life and the people today and after the COVID and after all these heavy bad situations that happens all over the world, we need the simplicity. We need to easy find the keys that will open our hearts, our conscious, and the way that we can be in unity. So I rewrite the book and I made it more simply, and I wanted even for the kids, if a teenager will read this book to understand it and to feel it.
Yes, yes, totally. And also, it's based on experiencing. So I know that at the temple you teach about the wheel, and I wonder if you would be organizing trips or pilgrimages for the next year. But it goes also through the direct experience. Um,
Yeah, in the temple, I'm teaching the wheel of the goddess ElAna. Also, I'm teaching the wheel of Hecate. It's the same with the wheel of ElAna, but it's only about the archetype of the goddess Hecate and her archetypes. And also, I'm teaching the soul medicine training. This is for the healers. I love that training too. And also, I wrote a book. I will send you the book to.
Yes, yes.
Um, yeah, and before the COVID, I used to organize pilgrimages all over the Greece. But after the COVID and so many things happened to my life, I wanted to restore my power, to restore my balance, to restore my energy. The year that now this year also I had an adventure also with my health, so I wanted also to recover from that. And from the next year, we will start again the pilgrimage in Greece. I'm trying to organize a pilgrimage in Crete, the island of Crete, so the people can connect with primordial goddess there and
Mm-hmm.
her many faces, and Ariadne, and the goddess ElAna also,
Mm.
and a pilgrimage until Phi.
Yes, yes.
You were there.
Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah. And Crete also. So it's gonna be amazing. Can you tell us which about month or something like that? Or I will put the link to your website below this video so that people can follow you and know where you.
I'm thinking for the Crete during the summer, something
Mhm.
about June or July. I'm still trying to find the best, days. And for Delphi on September.
Okay, great. Yeah, so I'm going to Turkey. I'm taking a group also there. They love Hecate, by the way. It's funny that you bring her.
There is a temple there of Hecate.
Yes, it's funny, and so we're going there in May and June, and so just checking maybe from there, a tour to Greece is not that far from Turkey. So yeah, that's amazing. Well, I don't know if you have any last message that you bring with the work you are doing with the goddess of the land, with ElAna, for our viewers for today.
Yeah. Um, I totally believe in unity, and this time, this period, this in these years that we live right now, that all that things that are happening all around the world, they are calling us to be in unity. And if we want to be in unity, we need first to find peace inside us. The
Mhm.
way to find peace is we need to find our faith, to have faith, first of all, in our souls, because the soul that we have is the goddess herself here on earth.
Mhm.
Our souls are the another aspect of the goddess here
Yeah.
on earth. And yes, unity is the key. We need to be in unity.
Mhm.
It's not time to fight about who is right or who is wrong, or we all have the right to live happily, to live in harmony. We all have the right to to have the abundance in our lives, to have good health, to have love in our lives, good relationships, friends, family, and yeah, the unity is the key. I believe that the unity is the key for everything.
Yeah, I call it the oneness, and it's kind of my path, my religion, my it's with the great cosmic mother. Thank you so much. It has been like a rain of like dedication and love, and also believing truly in your path and going through it, whatever happens, whatever people will tell you or will say or will think about what you are and what you do, is just like keep that path because this is what we have to do. So,
And I want to share something more. I want to say a big thank you for giving me this opportunity to have my book in English and in French.
you are
It
welcome.
was totally out of the blue because you came to the temple, and I only had the book in Greek. And it was the moment that you went to Crete, right?
Yes, it was before I would go to Crete. I went to Delphi. Delphi, I think it was the day or the day before, and I just came to the temple saying, "Look, oh my goodness, there is a temple of the goddess. I should visit it for sure." And yeah, I was really, wonderfully surprised by you, by the space and the sincerity. That's something I really value in you, is that you are sincere in your work. Um, and you want to do it for the well-being of all. So
Yeah,
yeah.
thank you so much, and thank you for how you came in the temple and you felt the goddess there. And just for the record, I want to say to the people that when you were ready to leave from the temple, I just had that, I don't know how, that feeling that I grabbed the book and I told you, it's in Greek. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you're gonna give this book to someone in Crete. I don't know. After 3 days, you sent me a message and you told me that I feel that this book needs to be translated.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome. And actually, I try to focus mostly on what I bring, like the writings I do, because I write, I'm a writer and author also. But when I feel this call, I have to translate them. And I worked with very few authors that I really value. Like yourself, Luisa Frazão, also that Leonor from Portugal, that probably, and some other authors also. So
Maybe
just
one day we can have a group chat with all these authors and we can have a discussion about like God and spirituality or something. Thank you,
yes.
because we are bringing light. You are bringing a light into the world.
I'm a weaver. I like to call myself a weaver, the one that brings the threads
Yeah.
together like the spider. And one of my dreams, actually, I know it doesn't depend on me only, but one of my dreams is to see all the workers of light, the those who are of service, especially to the goddess, to begin with, to be connected. The temples, all the temples should be connected, one serving the other. There is no ego, there is no all these things that we have healed within us, they are transmuted, and we can collaborate in openness. So that's one of my dreams, just to see those kind of but yeah, one day, I don't
I
know.
like that dream. I like that dream. So
Yeah,
blessings to this dream. Yeah, it's
yeah.
amazing. We need that.
So blessings. And yeah, if you didn't get the chance to discover this book, I will leave the link below. It's a very easy read. You're gonna really feel, and also you talk about history, even if you say you don't like it, but you put some history in it. I was like surprised. You talk about the muses also, and really beautiful things. So check it out if you want to have it for the end of the year, or maybe gift it. It would be very nice. Also to support us in this work, and I can testify for your work, and your the beautiful space that you have opened in Athens, and how you are welcoming people there to feel her energy. So yeah, it would be really nice to support you in that.
Thank you.
So yeah, so thank you for coming, and I hope to see you soon. And yeah, many blessings.